Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening and watching. If this video has found you, there's a message here for you, but please take what resonates and leave the rest. So in this video, I am going to discuss emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is a very broad topic, and it affects us on every level, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, right? And because it's such a broad topic, in this video, I'm going to just touch on 7 key points, 7 major themes when it comes to emotional intelligence and applying it to our lives in a practical way. So the first thing to know about emotional intelligence is that it is synonymous with emotional maturity. Once you have emotional maturity, then you are in fact emotionally intelligent. So that comes with age, comes with experience, but it also comes with being able to learn lessons and apply them so that you don't go through those lessons again. The second thing to know about emotional intelligence is that it's very much connected to our thinking. On average, we have 60,000 thoughts a day. Most of these are repetitive thoughts. And our thoughts create the way that we feel. So if we can change our thinking, we can change the way that we feel. Now, it won't happen overnight, but as you continue to think positive thoughts deliberately and intentionally, you will begin to feel better. And you will begin to see positive changes in your life. Use affirmations. That's the easiest way to replace repetitive negative thinking, is to use positive affirmations on repeat. And because we have 60,000 thoughts a day, you may need to repeat these positive affirmations thousands and thousands of times. But how bad do you want positive changes in your life? You'll do it if you want that change. The third thing to know about emotional intelligence is that it involves making head over heart decisions. And that means knowing when to respond, knowing when to react, and knowing when to ignore. Okay? Making a head over heart decision is not an easy thing to do, but it's about knowing what's for your highest good. It's about knowing what you deserve, regardless of how you feel, and acting on that deserving and acting on that worthiness, as opposed to acting on that emotion that may not serve you in the long run if you make a decision based on that emotion. The fourth thing to know about emotional intelligence is that compassion is a much better energetic response than sympathy. Nobody needs your fucking sympathy, okay? Nobody needs you to feel sorry for them. Compassion says that I understand, I am here to listen and support you, but I will not take on your burdens for you. In other words, I will help you to help yourself. I won't offer you unsolicited advice, nor will I join your pity party, because we know misery loves company. I am compassionate. I am aware that you're going through something, and I'm here to listen and support you in supporting yourself. The fifth thing to know about emotional intelligence is to know your triggers. Know what pisses you off. In other words, know where you haven't mastered yourself yet. Know where you're not in charge of yourself yet. Know those areas of your emotional energy that are sensitive to criticism, to shame, those buttons that people can push. But remember that you put the buttons there. So you need to be aware of them so that people can't control you and manipulate you in that way. The sixth thing to know about emotional intelligence is that other people's emotions are not your responsibility. We are not in charge of how someone else feels. We do not allow other people to project their feelings, their negative emotions onto us. And we also know that when it comes to emotional instability in other people and them projecting it out, that is a way for them to cord you emotionally, to siphon your energy. So we need to be careful that we know what emotions belong to us and what emotions don't. So that requires self-awareness, energy protection, and you being emotionally balanced. The final thing to know about emotional intelligence is that it is connected to being congruent. Congruency means what I think, what I feel, and what I do are aligned. I want to say it was either Wayne Dyer or Deepak Chopra. One of them said that virtually all addictions stem from an incongruency. What I think, what I feel, and what I do are not aligned. So, emotional intelligence at the highest level requires congruency. Everything in alignment and working together in harmony. So, I hope this video was helpful for you and provided you some insight into what emotional intelligence is, how to apply it to your life, because it is talked about a lot in the spiritual communities and the personal development communities, but I have not really heard people explain what it is, breaking it down, and creating strategies on how you can apply this idea of emotional intelligence to your life. And so I hope this video will help you to achieve that. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to speaking to you again really soon. I thank you so much for your donations. May they be returned to you 1,000-fold. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.